Roger Desjardins.
There's lots of rumors out there that sound like Lee County is trying to starve people off Pine Island because they're not getting food. Well, the truth is that food is being delivered to Pine Island.
The nation's chief executive and first lady reassuring people battered by at least 2 hurricanes and an earthquake in just a few years.
President Biden traveled to Puerto Rico to see firsthand the damage from Hurricane Fiona. He said residents on the island haven't been well taken care of since Hurricane Maria 5 years ago.
And yes, Puerto Rico is a strong place, and Puerto Ricans are strong people, but even so, you have had to bear so much and more than need be, and you haven't gotten the help in a timely way.
The president said his administration will help Puerto Rico rebuild faster and stronger and be better prepared for future storms. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Wall Street's posted its best day in months after some unexpectedly weak data on the economy and manufacturing raised the possibility that the Federal Reserve won't have to hike interest rates so much. Reaction to Russian President Putin's nuclear weapons threats against Ukraine from a member of Ukraine's parliament, Kira Rudik, taking it seriously.
We anticipate that it could be a tactical nuclear weapon, so with a small range, but it can be used.
On-air hosts of Russian government-run TV have started openly criticizing the country's military retreats and defeats in eastern Ukraine. You're listening to ABC News.
Meet Boost, the fizzing, amazing vitamin boosts that make you feel like...
I like to boost it, my vitamins get boosted. I like to boost it, we like to boost it.
Boost effervescent vitamins turn your H2O into H2.
Agenda in our schools, and he shows how a grassroots revolt is underway to stop it. Watch Sean Spicer and Lindsay Keith today on Spicer and Company. Find out why millions have made the switch to Newsmax. Tune into Sean Spicer and watch parents fight back on Newsmax. Make the switch to Newsmax today.
Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
You are listening to Gazelles Volleyball on KYNT. Yankton's home team. This broadcast is brought to you by
Mason Schramm and the Move Group, Hedro, Avera, Truxedo, Culligan Water, USD Athletics, 1919 Root Beer, Rhonda Westland State Farm, Vision Real Estate, Missouri River Associates, Buell's Cleaners, South Dakota Office of the Attorney General, Triple Time Rudy's, H&R Block, Top Notch Cleaners, the UPS Store, Yankton Medical Clinic, Hy-Vee, Olson's Pest Technicians, Gerstner Oil, Vision Care Associates, MT and RC Smith Insurance, First Dakota National Bank, First Chiropractic Centers, First National Bank of Omaha, Sherco.
Now, let's go to the court with KYNT Sports Director and the voice of Yankton Gazelles Volleyball, Bryce Ladwig.
And good evening from the Summit Activities Center, the first KYNT-V volleyball coverage for Yankton High School this season. I'm Bryce Ladwig. Thank you for joining us on KYNT radio platforms as well as on KYNT-V, whether it's on YouTube, our smart TV app, online, or on Facebook. Always appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully we have a really excellent Class AA versus A interclass varsity volleyball matchup tonight. That will be very entertaining. Being joined by Braden Butler. You may know him from Yankton Soccer. Braden, welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me on here. Of course, this is my first chance to not only broadcast Yankton Gazelles volleyball, but just really get a feel for the arena here at the Yankton High School and everything else. I'm a transplant here recently. Every little bit of Yankton High School action I get, it's more fun than the last.
Well, I know you enjoy it, so I'm glad that you're on the broadcast here with us today. Talk a little bit during the match, I am sure. This is the Hy-Vee pregame show. Hy-Vee, there's a helpful smile in every aisle. The 14-4 Class A Sioux Falls Christian Chargers in the house tonight to take on the 3-11 Class AA Yankton Gazelles. And the Gazelles are coming off a 4-set victory at Vermillion. That was on Thursday at night. The Chargers coming off a 5-set loss to O'Gorman on Saturday. Two really tough matchups, and both looking for big victories for different reasons here tonight.
Yeah, and you know that with Sioux Falls Christian playing up against O'Gorman, going up a class and then taking them to 5 sets, even with a loss there, that's a lot of momentum you can build going down the class schedule. Now trying to maybe even get another close game, push it to 5 sets, or even get a win today against a team that's in the class above once again. And the Gazelles, of course, the Gazelles coming off of a big victory last weekend over Vermillion, trying to continue that as well as they're getting rolled down the stretch here in the season. Yeah,
and they started the season off, Braden, with a lot of road games, I believe almost 8 in a row, or at least 7 of 8, a number with 8 in it, I know that for sure, but a very road-heavy schedule to begin their season. And they haven't had a lot of home games. They do have 5 home games remaining on their schedule, so a very important match just for that, but also you're on your home court, best chances to get those victories and stack them as the seed points start to get a little bit more settled for AA and A volleyball, and the brackets will eventually be set. So every match matters. This one included, not just for bragging rights or confidence, but also as far as standings. Be interested to see how that all plays out here over the course of the next month or so, and also how this matchup unfolds here tonight. We'll take our first break here on the Hy-Vee pregame show. When we come back, we'll have our standings review and out-of-town scoreboard. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh is the stop to make any time of the day. Enjoy breakfast items, made-to-order sandwiches, burgers, and more from the Hy-Vee Market Grill. Daily $5 meal specials are from 11 to 7, and find convenient on-the-go meal offerings and select grocery staples, including fresh produce and fresh bakery items, too. There's something for everyone at Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh of Yankton.
Shop Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
What's the best beverage to enjoy while rooting on your team? 1919 root beer, of course. 1919 is brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients, real sugar and real vanilla. The unique recipe and these choice ingredients make 1919 the creamiest, full-bodied draft root beer available. Find it in 12 packs and single-serve cans at grocery, convenience stores, and restaurants. 1919 is alcohol-free and contains no caffeine, making it a beverage of choice at any time for anyone in the family.
Attorney General Mark Vargo here, talking about sweepstakes scams. We all want to receive that call that says we've won a sweepstakes, and scammers know this. If you receive a call or an email saying you've won, but you need to pay taxes by placing money on a gift card or by mailing cash, it's a scam. It is illegal to ask for funds up front for taxes, tariffs, or customs. If you've been victimized by this scam, please reach out to my Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Support a local business that supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts for Yankton's largest employers, Triple Time Rudy's. At Triple Time Rudy's, you get that local friendly feel and also a unique offering of products. You'll find quality South Dakota products like Dimmick cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers, plus quality fuel products too. Conveniently located at 17th and Broadway for your daily fill-ups and convenience needs. Pull in to Triple Time Rudy's today.
And welcome back to the Hy-Vee pregame show. This is Bryce Ladwig alongside Braden Butler. Thank you for joining us. It's time for our standings review brought to you by Rhonda Westland State Farm Insurance. Let Rhonda review your current home, auto, or life insurance to see if she can help you save some money. That's Rhonda Westland State Farm. And I just about started reading football standings, Braden, but a good thing we switched that up here. And we'll start, if the playoffs were to start today, the Sodex 16, that is, what would be the matchup? Well, Spearfish, right now, 38.6 seed points. We're going to skip records just for sake of brevity. They would be traveling to Sioux Falls, Washington as the top seed. And then Douglas right now would be traveling to O'Gorman. And Mitchell will be on the road at Sioux Falls, Lincoln. And then Rapid City Central, would be at Harrisburg. And then Yankton, finally, would be at Sioux Falls at Jefferson. That would be a tough matchup. And then at Pierre would be Aberdeen Central. And then Watertown would be at Huron, and Sioux Falls Roosevelt would be at Rapid City Stevens. Those are your top 16 forming the Sodex 16. The teams on the outside looking in, Sturgis Brown, Brandon Valley, and Brookings. And then you have our out-of-town scoreboard, which is brought to you by Upper Midwest Garage Doors, specializing in the sales, installation, and service of residential and commercial garage doors and openers throughout eastern South Dakota. Upper Midwest Garage Doors, your local authorized dealer. Let's look at some other scores here tonight, or these other matchups to look at tonight in AA. Sioux Falls, Washington is hosting Mitchell. We'll try to give you those updates, maybe in between sets. Of course, tonight, Yankton hosting Sioux Falls Christian, and would you look at that, Braden? That's all of them. So we have one other matchup to really give you updates on. Tomorrow, there's going to be plenty, however. Sioux Falls, Washington hosting Lincoln, and then O'Gorman hosting Brandon Valley, Sioux Falls Roosevelt hosting Watertown, Jefferson hosting Brookings, Pierre hosting Huron, and Harrisburg also hosting Western Christian, Iowa. Braden, you're from Iowa. Do you know where Western Christian is?
I know this is my area of expertise. I'm going to assume it's on the west side of Iowa. There's your Iowa update from the local Iowa boy.
See, I think it's in western Iowa. Watch it actually be on the east side, just the western part of the east side.
West part of the east side, the middle, maybe the middle west of the middle west. Who's to say? But I'd assume playing across the border somewhere in the northwest side of things. But then again, you know what they say about assuming, so you can only go so far with that.
Thank you, Braden.
You're welcome.
We're going to take a 1-minute break. We'll come back and continue here on the Hy-Vee pregame show. This is Gazelles Volleyball, KYNT, KYNTV.
There are a lot of benefits for your small business when you have a relationship with your locally owned and operated The UPS Store. I'm Doug Frederick, manager of the UPS Store of Yankton. Not only do we provide excellent customer service, but we also provide the necessary tools to help your small business thrive. We can help you with everything ing, printing, packing, copying, faxing, freighting, any ing your small business needs, even shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, every ing for your small business, and of course, shipping. The UPS Store of Yankton, across from Walmart.
Vote by absentee now or on November 8th for Gene Hunoff, State Senate, District 18.
When the game is on the line, you want your most experienced players on the field, right? I'm Gene Hunoff. Like football, experience is very important in the South Dakota Senate. We have a lot of issues to work on next January, like the impact of inflation on local economic development, Second Amendment rights, Medicaid, and value-added agriculture. Keep me in the game. Vote Gene Hunoff.
Paid for by Gene Hunoff for Senate.
And welcome back to the Hy-Vee pregame show. Bryce, Ladwig, Braden Butler here at the Summit Activity Center. Yankton Gazelles volleyball just around the corner. Time for your colors of the game, brought to you by Buell's Cleaners, offering dry cleaning, laundry, and business services like linens, rags, rugs, and uniforms. Buell's Cleaners, 444 3rd Street, Yankton. And the colors of the game, Yankton will be in their home reds, and then Sioux Falls Christian in their road whites with their blue numbers and letters. Fans of the game brought to you by Triple Time Rudy's. No matter what you drive, make sure to fuel up at Triple Time Rudy's. 5 cents off each gallon of fuel on Saturdays. Just say you are a fan of KYNT or KYNTV. And good contingent of Yankton fans, as always, supporting their Yankton High School athletics. Student section getting a little bit more full, and always love to see that here at the Summit. And also want to show my appreciation for those watching on KYN-TV. You never have to miss the Yankton action again. KYN-TV is on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, online at KYNT1450.com, and its very own smart TV app on Roku and Apple TV devices. Download or subscribe today to ensure you are always watching Yankton's home stream. And hello to the KYN-TV Watch Party. Catch all the YHS sports action at the official KYN-TV Watch Party location, Finney's Sports Bar and Casino, with more TVs and a new, improved menu. Bring your friends and family to Finney's for every game. One more minute, we'll come back with the Hy-Vee pregame show.
It's the season of getting cozy, the season of warm apple ciders and sweet pumpkin pies. Before it's gone, be sure to get in the car, rev up that engine, put your pedal to the metal, and burn rubber before heading straight to the games. Fall sports are back, and First Dakota is sitting right up front with you on this adrenaline roller coaster. Raise your hands with every game-saving point, shout out your lungs when it kicks into overtime, and enjoy the ride of the season. Make some noise with First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakotanationalbank.com. Member FDIC.
Oh, Sheboygan, I just can't get you off my mind.
It's tailgate season, so stock up the cooler and fire up the grill. Then load that grill with Sheboygan brats, natural casing wieners, and summer sausage. Make sure Sheboygans are a part of your tailgater. Produced with pride at American Food Groups in Yankton.
The way it tastes is simply divine. I got Sheboygan on my mind. Sheboygan.
Welcome back to the Hy-Vee pregame show. Let's jump right into our pregame coach interview, and then we'll have the rest of the pregame just to kind of fire through it. Got a little late start as our first broadcast at the Summit. Always trying to work out some kinks technologically, and you know how we do. But always appreciate you joining us. I had a conversation with Coach Chelsea Law in the Coach's Corner this past Saturday. We talked about the Vermilion matchup and also what is ahead. I figure it's a great chance to use that for a pregame coach interview brought to you by 1919 Root Beer, the creamiest full-body draft root beer available. You can find it on tap at Charlie's Pizza or in cans at Yankton Hy-Vee. Here is that conversation. Let's turn our attention to Yankton Gazelles volleyball. Coach Chelsea Law joins us in the studio. Coach, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, first of all, congratulations defeating Vermilion on
took
Thursday.
a sweep.
Yeah, a sweep.
Yep.
And improved to 3-11 on the season. Let's just kind of open and question, though, just talk about that Vermilion matchup. And Vermilion's always a good squad, and it's nice to kind of an unsung rivalry between Yankton and Vermilion, even though it's different classes.
Right, and kudos to Vermilion. I feel like they're very athletic. They're very tall. I don't remember them being that tall last year. So
they all grew.
Right? I don't know what they're doing over Vermilion, but they are tall. So defensively, we were kind of caught off guard. Like, they were scrappy getting balls up. Ultimately, kind of what got us the win was clean up our serve receive. We were fairly serving aggressively, but we started to make those shots. We got to kind of move the ball around, take aggressive shots, but definitely mix up our hits.
And there's been many matches, and you all fell on Tuesday to Sioux Falls Jefferson. Okay. And but like I said, 3-11 on the season. I was saying is there's been many matches where you've been right there. We talk almost every Saturday, and there's been so many unfortunate losses, but battles, right?
Yeah.
How nice is it to finally just have a couple recently where it's just kind of gone in the right column?
Absolutely. Tuesday, we know any Sioux Falls school, we're going to have a play competitive, good volleyball as they should be. They're way bigger than us, right? So when we go in and approach those games, we were in it. It was good volleyball. There was windows of opportunities for us to seize the moment to do that. Our defense I don't know if you weren't there, but like Peyton Mosier's defense, that girl was everywhere. I mean, there was one, I think she was so far out of the camera, like you couldn't see it, but she got one. I mean, the defense, included everybody playing the defense. She got a ball. Actually, I think it was the third. She swung her arm out and it went it got and kept us alive. But the defense and the quickness that they were playing Tuesday night was really good. And they were probably one of the better games that we've played defensively, offensively, taking really good shots. Ava and outside Ava, outside Macy were taking very aggressive, smart shots, taking chances. And when you take risks, right, there's risk with failure, but also the more you take those fast risk shots, it's going to pay off in the end. And I think we're doing that on Tuesday.
I've asked this a couple times this year, and I'm still going to ask it a couple more times by the end of the year.
Yeah.
But where is the junior leadership at to where you wanted it to be or expected it to be before the season started?
Right. Still junior strong, right? What's is good with like every now and then we'll kind of move some people around, get kind of Chase Dratson in there every now and then, just because they're all juniors, right? And that's great when you have that big numbers, but there's only 6-7 people that can be on the courts. And everybody wants their opportunities. So what that does for you is it does create a great bond for them because there is so many of them and they want to play together. But it also does kind of have to lead into competition, and you have to be willing to fight for your spot every single time. I think they're kind of realizing now that, wow, what we do this year is going to lead into even more success for next year. And we want those kind of light bulb aha moments to keep happening for them because they're it. So the more they embrace the leadership, the more they are willing to do the things that's going to better the program, it's only going to get that much better for next year. So I think that's starting to happen.
I'll preface it by saying that, of course, I know you're going to say that you want all facets of the game to improve and credit to all facets of the game. But I like to ask coaches kind of at this point in the year, excuse me, of what facet of the game would you say is the Gazelle strongest so far this season? What one do you think needs to catch up the most?
Defense. I think defense has gotten us through a lot of games. We moved to playing more perimeter defense just because when you're playing at this caliber, you know that your offense, people are always going to swing at you. So defensively, we're in better spots to get up more balls, opportunities to get more digs. I just think defense has got us through. Plus, when you have like really solid defense and you're getting digs that you didn't think you're going to get to, it's just momentum changers because it just keeps everybody going in that breathe. It keeps feeding into the whole, I'm going to go, you're going to go, we're going to be competitive. Everybody's going to go to the ball all the time. I'd have to say every now and then our serve receive can get a little bit off, which is a huge momentum shifter too. And that messes with your serve receive is a mental game, right? So they kind of go up and down. But if you can stay aggressive with your serve receive and you can win points right away off a serve receive, that's going to mentally give you totally different mind shift, strong mental game. Sometimes our hitting can be a little bit off. Not that we're not trying to take aggressive shots, but I think sometimes what happens is we can't shake off an error where errors are going to happen, but how you take the error as a feedback is going to shift where you're at playing as far as your own mental game. We don't want those little errors to kind of mess us up. We want to keep taking aggressive shots. So we practice a lot of isolation of skills with hitting. They can be very, very aggressive hitters. We want them to be very, very aggressive hitters consistently.
And I should have written the record down. No, I'm kicking myself. But Sioux Falls Christian on Monday, that's a good team, right, in Class A?
Sioux Falls Christian's always good. I think they're number 1 seed right now. They're again, like this. Yeah, yes. It's like that with Vermilion. They're always tall. Like that Vermilion team was so tall. They were so athletic. Sioux Falls Christian is just tall all the time. And they've had historically a really good volleyball program. You just know you got to be ready for, they're A school, right? A school, they're dominant A school, and they're aggressive and they play a lot of double A schools and a lot of good Iowa schools. Yep. So yeah, they're going to be swinging at you.
No matter what sport, interclass sometimes doesn't really mean anything. A good team is a good team.
Absolutely.
And, they can all win at every level. KYN TV will be there.
Woohoo.
So looking forward to making the volleyball debut of the season. And you understand why, but I apologize it took so long.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Maybe don't go on the road for like 95 games in a row.
I think we'd probably say the same thing.
No, I am looking forward to it. Congratulations on the big victory.
Thank you. It was good. Good volleyball this week, and we got a win. So this week was a good week.
Yeah, great week. And so that is Monday. Then what's the rest of that week?
Thursday that we play home Brandon Valley.
Brandon Valley.
So good
Thursday.
games coming up this week too.
Yeah, and I believe we're there for that one too.
Good, awesome.
So there you go. Full week of volleyball coming at you. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, that was my pregame coach interview with Coach Chelsea Law. It's time for our national anthem. Good timing. We'll be back in 2 minutes on KYNT and KYN TV.
It's not too early to start protecting against influenza, and the single, most important step is to get your flu shot. Yankton Medical Clinic PC offers the vaccine to all those 6 months and older and is hosting drive-through flu shot clinics with no appointment necessary, Tuesday, October 11th and Wednesday, October 12th from 4 to 6 p.m. Visit yanktonmedicalclinic.com/flu for information and registration forms. Keep yourself and those you love healthy this flu season. Yankton Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
What does your phone and an auto show have in common? When you go to BillionAuto.com, everything. Start searching over 7,000 vehicles instantly. Chevys, Kias, GMCs, Toyotas, Fords, Hondas, Rams, and much more. Plus, negotiate your best deal on all pre-owned vehicles and apply for credit pre-approval all within a matter of minutes. 17 new car brands and thousands of used cars all in the palm of your hand. It's like an auto show every day at BillionAuto.com. All applications accepted. Not all will be approved.
It's time for a new kind of credit card. One that's with you where you are, wherever life leads. The Evergreen Credit Card by F&BO earns you unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase, every day, every step of the way. For important information and limitations regarding the rewards program, visit fnbo.com/evergreen for complete details. From the great big small bank, ever ready for you to earn more so you can do more. Only with Evergreen by F&BO. Learn more today at fnbo.com/evergreen.
You want peace of mind that you're healthy. Support your breast health by getting a mammogram every year starting at age 40. Multiple Avera Breast Center locations across the region offer easy access. We'll create a screening plan that makes sense for you. You have access to specialized breast cancer experts should you need it. Find a screening location near you at avera.org/breast.
And welcome back to the Hy-Vee pregame show that will wrap up the pregame show once I'm done talking about our matchup analysis, Braden, which pretty much just boils down to the very quick one we'll do is, well, can the Gazelles battle the height of Sioux Falls Christian? We heard it in the pregame interview, and it is true. Just looking out onto the court, there is a height advantage for Sioux Falls Christian.
Yeah, 3 players for Sioux Falls Christian listed at 6 foot or above. The tallest being Taylor Bile at 6'2" at middle hitter for Sioux Falls Christian.
Camille McDermott will be our key player of the game, brought to you by Missouri River Associates. Looking for insurance agents that have the knowledge to point you in the right direction? Contact Missouri River Associates in Yankton. She is the most experienced player on this team and is already setting records for Yankton High School as far as being a setter is concerned. Vision of the game, we already talked about it. Battle of the height, brought to you by Vision Real Estate, where the focus is always on you. We'll do our starting lineups as the game continues on. Brought to you by First Chiropractic Center, Whole Health with Hands-On Healing. Our officials of the game today are brought to you by the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General. They are the law on the court. Eric Gerlach and Carrie Schoenfish. And welcome to the broadcast. Raiden, as the game starts to unfold, I will have you start going over, let me start with the Yankton Gazelles starting lineup as the game unfolds. Right now, Camille McDermott for Yankton will have the opening serve, and we are a go here from the Summit Activities Center. Hits the back row and is working forward. Addison Barber feeds it. Now there is a lob over the net. And Yankton, of course, on the right side of your screen or radio dial. And right away, Gazelles will be awarded a point from a penalty on the Christian side. So 1-0 early lead for the Gazelles. Camille McDermott again to serve and gets a running start, sends it into the back row. Barber sends it forward and a quick lob over the net with the kill. It was Ellie Lenz, her first kill of the game. And we're knotted up at 1 apiece. Christian to serve here to Yankton. And it's a cross-court side, and it is out on the far side of the court. They'll be awarded to the Gazelles. 2-1 lead for Yankton. Now to serve for Yankton, it'll be a Macy Drotzman right on top of the Gazelles logo, right in front of the Yankton student section. She sends it to the back row. It's hit by Papema. A hard spike into the back row for Sioux Falls Christian. And that was Maggie Keepers with the kill for Christian.
There's just a lot of power on that one. Nobody in the back line for Yankton can really do anything with it.
And now to serve for the Chargers is Peyton Papema. or Papama. If I get it wrong, I apologize. And an ace serve for Papama as she sends it over. Kind of a medium soft serve. And diving for it in the back was Peyton Mosier. She can't quite get there. It'll be an ace serve for Papama. And now the Chargers lead 3-2. Papama will try again. Very similar serve this time. Goes into the back row. It is saved. It is saved by Macy Drotzman. Now lobbed over. And now working at the net hard. Spike by Ellie Lenz. And that is her second kill of the game. And the Chargers have doubled up Yankton as we have our first timeout. Chargers 4, Yankton 2. And your timeouts are brought to you by Hedro, one of Yankton's biggest and best employers. When it's time for a new job or maybe just new career direction, visit jobs.hedro.com. Brady, why don't you go ahead and start with those starting lineups?
Yeah, now that we can finally get to these here with this break in the action. Of course, we called Camille McDermott's name a couple times. She's starting wearing the number 1 for Yankton. Alongside her is Ava Kohler, Olivia Dimmer, Peyton Mosier, the libero for this Gazelles squad, Cameron Koletsky, Bryn Kenny, and Macy Drotzman. Across the net from them for Sioux Falls Christian, Peyton Papama, whose name we've called a few times, Addison Barber, Maggie Keepers, Madison Faber, Taylor Bile, Ellie Lems, and the libero for the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers is Laven Maddox.
Thank you, Braden. And it is the Chargers still to serve. Papama right into the net. That will be awarded to the Gazelles, a point at least. 4-3 lead for Sioux Falls, but Yankton now will take their turn on the offensive. Back to serve Peyton Mosier, the 5'5 junior. And for the student section of Yankton here. And barely scrapes by the top of the net and now being worked from the back row forward. Lobbed over to Yankton inside. Camille McDermott sets up on the outside and it is lobbed over. And now Christian's turn. They send it to the far side of the court. Yankton receives. And one-hand spike over the net. And now a quick tip over, and it is a kill for Elliot Lems, her third kill of the game. 5-3 lead for the Chargers.
Yes, Lems has started the game on a hot streak right now for Sioux Falls Christian. Yankton almost had it for a moment on the initial save, but the ricochet off of that dig attempt was just too low for anyone to corral.
Lems. And center court serve. McDermott sets up for her compatriots on the net. And the serve it's just outside. Sorry for my delayed response. I was waiting for the call. I didn't see the flag initially, Braden, but it is outside on the return. That's a Yankton point. Yankton trails 5-4. And now Cameron Koletsky sends it over into the back row, working its way up now. And Gazelles hitting the floor trying to save this thing, and it's a block at the net for Sioux Falls Christian, and it falls for a point. 6-4 lead now for the Chargers. Now to a serve will be a Maggie at Keepers. And Keepers sends it over on the right side, just threading the line there. And Yankton can't get it across the net. There was multiple attempts, but the ball just sit a little bit low on their attempt to move it toward the attack line, Braden.
Yeah, just a lot of height right there in the middle. I believe it was Taylor Bile at the net. Got a little bit of a block on there as well. That's that height that Yankton's going to have to overcome.
7-4 lead for the Chargers. And Yankton spikes it into their own net. That was Ava Kohler on the return attempt. Is now 8-4.
Big serve here over the net for Sioux Falls Christian. Popped up initially, a little fake set there by the Gazelles, but Sioux Falls Christian was ready for it. Kill attempt by the Chargers goes awry. Popped up in the air by McDermott. Kill attempt there for the Gazelles. Gets blocked initially, but it goes out of bounds. Big kill there for Ava Kohler as the Gazelles trailing this one by 3, but it's 8-5. Kohler after that kill is now set up here as she serves it over the net, Bryce.
In our massage chairs and watch TV. Patients are loving and are no more.
And sorry about that. Having some trouble on the radio end here tonight, but we're live on the stream. And as we kind of rejoin action here and try to get our bearings, it is a 9-5 lead for the Chargers. Sioux Falls serving here in set number 1 to Yankton. On the back line, it is Madison Faber. Faber hits it, and now Yankton trying to return in kind. Mosier sends it back over a volley, and now at the line, hard spike by Taylor Bile. And they're on the return tip over. It is Macy Drotzman. Now Camille McDermott sets up Drotzman for a kill attempt. No good. It was blocked at the net, but Yankton still finding a way to return it over. And now on the far side of the court, it'll be Peyton Papema with a kill. Reaching that back row, just enough power, a little spin on the ball where it's really hard to return.
Yeah, it really was hard to return. That was a great rally by both of these squads. A lot of near saves by both teams. There were points earlier on in the set where Chargers could have won a point, as well as the Gazelles multiple times. That's just high-level volleyball here in South Dakota.
And now the serve over, and Drotzman sends it over. And now another kill right at the line for Taylor Bile. And, yeah, you mentioned it. We both mentioned it a few times already, Braden, just the height of this team. They really just have so much more real estate to work with as far as vision of the court when returning.
Yeah, and Bile, the one that stands at 6'2" for the Chargers, has been a name we've called a lot of times in the middle of the net so far.
And now Drotzman sends it toward the back row, and this time it is a kill for Yankton, just right off of the right palm of Madison Faber. So Yankton now trailing 11-6 here in set number 1 here at the Summit Activity Center. Thank you for joining us. And now it is Isabella Corner sending it for Yankton, and the return for Sioux Falls Christian is well within the back line for a kill. Is Popma. It's 12-6 now as Sioux Falls Christian has doubled up Yankton.
Yeah, that's been Sioux Falls Christian a lot early on. Yankton's had their moments, but it's once again just that height in the middle a lot of the times and on the outsides of the net attacking the edges.
And now Peyton Mosier receives it on the back row. It's a volley over for Drotzman, and now with the kill for Sioux Falls, it is Peyton Papema. And she just puts so much spin on that ball, Braid. It's just so hard, especially if it's at any kind of angle. In order to really return it, it seems like you'd have a straight shot with her.
Yeah, a lot of times Papema I've seen so far has been doing a very good job getting on top of the ball, not giving Yankton a chance to really set up at all because it's coming down so fast.
Nice shot by Camille McDermott, a soft block at the net. Another block attempt. This time it is blocked out of bounds by Yankton. Nice effort there, but it does fall for a point for Sioux Falls, now leading 14-6. We're going to take another timeout. Again, 14-6 Sioux Falls here in set number 1. We'll be back in 1 minute.
We see patients from 1 to 101. Come experience our gentle touch while you relax in our massage chairs and watch TV. Patients are loving our new digital scanner. No more ooey gooey gaggy impressions. We'd love to meet you, and we're always accepting new patients. Call 665-2530 to make an appointment. Ella Family Dental Care, where we take care of the entire family.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, as Dakota Days is just around the corner. Presented by Core Trust Bank and South Dakota Beef Industry Council, the Coyote football team will take on Southern Illinois Saturday, October 22nd of Dakota Days weekend. And tickets are available now. Kickoff is set for 2 p.m. Join the party and secure your seat to the Dakota Days football game at goyotes.com. We are South Dakota.
(14-6) lead for Sioux Falls over the Yankton Gazelles. We have a high ball there, almost hitting the middle scoreboard jumbotron here at Summit Activity Center. And now a quick push over for Christian as Camille McDermott sets up for Macy Drotzman on the outside, and that will be a Yankton kill as it hits the outside edge, and Sioux Falls unable to corral it. It'll be 14-7 now, Sioux Falls, but Yankton going on the offensive.
Something to keep an eye on here in this first set. Out of both timeouts so far that Yankton has taken, the Gazelles get the first point out of the break.
Now Camille McDermott sends a serve into the back far side corner. It is returned by Christian. And now they send over, this time from Cameron Koletsky. And the return for Sioux Falls Christian, too long. And that's another point for the Gazelles. That's a good point, Braden. They just need to. Do you think they can be grandfathered or given more timeouts?
I think we should allow it as as the home team. Maybe you get that's the real home field advantage. You get that extra timeout.
14-8 lead for Sioux Falls. Camille McDermott again to serve, middle row. And now is working into the outside zone with the kill attempt. It is Papema, and Papma is able to get a kill on that back row as Peyton Mosier and company unable to corral it in the back there. It's 15-8 lead now for the Chargers, and Sioux Falls with the serve as Addison Barber sends it over. Yankton returns in kind. Barber sets up on the outside for Papma. Papma with the big time kill. Grazes the net on the block attempt, but still falls to the floor. 16-8, Sioux Falls. And now it'll be Barber again. Keep the streak going. Right on top of the Bucks logo here at the Summit Activity Center. Sioux Falls serving left to right on your screen, or your audio listening device, if you will. And then it is Barber with a nice push pass push attempt over the net. Falls for a kill. 17-8 lead for Sioux Falls here in set number 1. Remember, best of 5 to 25 for those that are very casual. And now serve over onto the far side for Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls now working it. Papma, hard time hit, sending a missile over the net, but Yankton able to receive. They send over in kind. Quick tip over. And then right into the net. It is Madison Faber. That's a point for the Gazelles. Gazelles go on the offensive, trailing 17-9.
The Gazelles are going to have to start mounting a comeback here. As you said, 25 points is what you play to in the first 4 sets, and Sioux Falls Christian is closing in on that already.
And now Barber. Little off-balance push pass, set up the return. Sioux Falls Christian does. Yankton then returns, and now it is a attempted hard hit by Ellie Lems. Goes long and wide. That's another point for the Gazelles. Braden, Yankton has something cooking here.
And I know a couple errors now on Sioux Falls Christian side, bringing the momentum back to the Gazelles. They need to capitalize on it.
Drotzman sends it over. We have a couple of returns. Now it's on Yankton's end. Outside hit for Yankton, goes into the middle floor. Sent over by Sioux Falls Christian. A quick kind of a push attack over the net. I didn't see who that went off of on Yankton, but it does go out of play off of Yankton. And so Sioux Falls with the point, and now the serve leading 18-10. And it is Papma. Papma sends it over. Mosier there to receive. And a quick push over for Yankton. And that was Koletsky on the kill. And now Peyton Mosier will be on the back row, ready to serve for Yankton. Yankton trailing by 7 here in set number 1. Mosier hits the palm, goes into the back row, working way toward the attack line for Sioux Falls. And now Papma. That was Madison Faber. There's a soft hit over the net, kind of an angled hit, does hit the floor for a kill. Yankton 11. Chargers 19. First set.
Sometimes those soft attacks that Sioux Falls Christian has been placing kind of in the middle of that Yankton defense, it's like a good changeup in baseball. They're just finding that weak spot in the defense right now.
And now it is Addison Barber unable to control the serve. And I'm not going to lie, I was looking at my stat sheet. Did you see what happened in that play, Braden?
I'm going to be honest with you, I was looking down to fix the scoreboard that I'm also operating. I apologize.
Good play by Yankton. They're trailing 19-12. And now Sioux Falls Christian to return. They return off of a Yankton Gazelle here on the near side. I believe it was Macy Drotzman. And with the lead right now, 20-12, the Sioux Falls Christian. And the serve. Maggie Keepers for Sioux Falls serves. They're on the back near side of the back row. Camille Mcdermott with a nice pushover kill right at the net. And that's what makes her so dangerous as one of the best setters in Class AA, Braden, is she's not just setting up her teammates. She can really do that quick, kind of what I like to call a twitch attack with setting the ball. And now Yankton just trailing by 7, 20-13. And then spiking right into the net. It is Taylor Bile for the Chargers. It's another point for the Gazelles. 20-14 Yankton trails here in set number 1.
You know, that kind of fake set into an attack by Camille McDermott, it's a move that I saw a lot in a past life performed by Madison Juergens at the University of South Dakota. Personally, though, I used to call it a dagger, but I like that little fast twitch maneuver.
I may have just made that up as I was just talking. Hey, you know what? I like to say it. There you go.
Hey, man, I would have believed you.
There you go. And Chargers with the kill there. So 21-14. Sioux Falls on top of Yankton. It is Madison Faber with the serve over a net. Yankton returns, but too long, right on top of the Bucks logo here at the Summit Activity Center. 22-14. Chargers with the lead. They are just 3 points away from taking set number 1 here tonight. And it is Madison Faber sending, and Yankton returns it right into the pole, basically, and that'll be another point. So 23-14, Sioux Falls.
Yeah, Yankton had an opportunity there off that return. Just hit one, as you mentioned there, the little, I'm forgetting the name, but I learned it last year. I swear I did. I believe antenna is what it's called. But
yes.
Just right there on the side, then bounce back onto the Yankton side of things.
And nice push over for Yankton. A nice return by Sioux Falls. Christian really getting a nice dig in there. And the ball blocked at the net. That'll be a point for Sioux Falls. Or excuse me, for Gazelles, rather. It is 23-15. Gazelles trail. And it is Yankton serve. On the serve, it is Isabel Corner. Ball being worked on to the outside. Drotzman sends it over into the mid zone. And a quick twitch attack over the net. And it is a point for the Gazelles. 23-16. Yankton's still holding in there, Braden. I mean, it's going to be a tough climb, but they're just a few streaks away here as Coroner sends it back over the net. They're on the far side. And with the big-time attack, it is Peyton Papema and Papma, and she hits it long, 23-17.
Yeah, Yankton's got that mountain to climb, like you mentioned, but they're in the middle of a solid rally right now. If they can keep taking advantage of their attacks as well as getting some breaks with Sioux Falls Christian at errors.
And middle zone serve, and block goes right through the Gazelles block, or spike goes right through the Gazelles block. And on that block was also Macy Drossman and Bryn Kenny. And it goes through them for a kill for Sioux Falls. Match point, 24-17. Sioux Falls is 1 point away. Middle serve was the middle of the court. And quick dagger over the net, this time for Bryn Kenny. Is that better, Bryn?
Yeah, hey, it's what it is. Your broadcast. You are my boss. If you want to say that you made it up, I have no intellectual property or copyright that says it otherwise.
24-18 the score, and Sioux Falls is trying to finish off Yankton. Yankton holding on strong as they watch a return go wide of the zone. So 24-19 the score. Yankton trailing. Camille McDermott to serve for Yankton. And so on the far right side. And Papma sends an attack over the net, and Yankton returns in kind. Barber trying to work it toward the attack line to Papma, and she's blocked at the net. We'll try again. Papma push over the net, and it is Mosier sending it across way to Drotzman. And excuse me, that was actually to Cameron Koletsky, but that will do set number 1 as an open space in the floor was found, and Yankton drops the first set. 25-19, and we'll have our first break in the action. It's time for an intermission brought to you by Avera, moving health forward. Yankton 19, Sioux Falls Christian 25 in set number 1. We'll be back in 3 minutes here on KYNT and KYNT TV.
Hey Yankton, Hedro is excited to announce we have new wages. General production, entry level, now starting at $17 an hour, and entry level cast house starting at $18.75, with skilled positions even higher. Dollar shift differential as well. We offer day 1 benefits and monthly profit sharing with a variety of shifts available. Go to jobs.hedro.com, search Yankton. That's jobs.hedro.com, search Yankton, or call Evie 605-668-2344.
Education. That is one of our core values here at Missouri River Associates. Just making a sale is not our number 1 priority here. Our office is here to educate you on your choices in the insurance world. We are here to guide you in making the right choice for you, your family, or your business. Our agents are honest and transparent with you on your coverages. Let one of our agents show you your options today. Missouri River Associates, 665-6885.
Buying or selling your home is one of the biggest decisions you may make in your lifetime. I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and I'm ready to help guide you with professional advice from before the listing until after the close. Not only will you get real estate knowledge, but also we provide moving boxes and an enclosed courtesy trailer to help make the move just a little easier. Call me today at 664-5555.
Exciting news, Yankton area. Amazon Delivery is hiring. Amazon Delivery is searching for drivers to deliver packages in the Yankton area. You must be 18 years or older with a valid driver's license and pass an Amazon background check. Work for a company with competitive pay, flexible scheduling, and job security. If you are interested in becoming an Amazon Delivery driver, please contact Yankton Computer at 605-664-2222 to find out more and to fill out an application today.
SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab in Yankton has a newer, research-based mindset when it comes to treating musculoskeletal aches and pains. We take the time to figure out where the pain is coming from and educate our patients on what they can do to improve their functional range of motion. We administer a range of treatments and preventative approaches that are customized to each individual patient and their health goals. Visit us on our website at swatchiropracticandrehab.com. When you need to feel better, visit SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab out by the lake on West Highway 52.
Yankton is thriving. This is Nancy Winandy of Yankton Thrive. We've improved our quality of life in Yankton with projects like the Aquatic Center and Mount Marty Fieldhouse. We've addressed housing issues with the Westbrook Estates development. And to grow our workforce, we've conducted virtual job fairs, recruitment marketing, and offered scholarship opportunities for careers in our high-need areas. Yes, Yankton is thriving thanks to all the great people and companies that make Yankton their home. For more on Yankton Thrive, go to yanktonsd.com.
And welcome back to the Summit Activities Center. As right off the bat, Sioux Falls Christian has a kill on the outside. I believe that was Popma again. And Sioux Falls leading Yankton 1-0 on the serve now. It is Lavin Maddox. And on the return for Yankton, it is too wide outside of the attacking zone. 2-0 for Sioux Falls, and Maddox will continue to serve for the Chargers. And middle hit into the back row. And Camille McDermott moving target. And it is Drotzman able to return, and nice little tip over at the net for Yankton. They'll get their first point.
Yeah, big here coming out of the second set. Sioux Falls Christian jumped out to that early 2-0 lead after taking the first set 25-19. You're going to want to get some momentum if you're Yankton, try to take this second set back and knot this up at one apiece on set count.
And now it is Camille McDermott serving over, and a wide return for Sioux Falls. Point Yankton. We're knotted up at 2 apiece. We've seen Yankton go on some streaks, Braden, and I guess it's about timing with these streaks so far.
Yeah, they went on one late in that first set. They were down 24 to about 14, and they went on, got it back to 25-19 at the end of that first set. They're going to have to get on that run earlier in set number 2.
And Popma able to power one right through a Yankton block for a kill, her second already in this matchup, with Sioux Falls leading Yankton 3-2. And now the serve over for Sioux Falls. It is Addison Barber. And unable to tip it over the net is Macia Drotzman. Just hit the top of the net, Braden. Just went the opposite way that you want it to roll. 4-2 lead now for Sioux Falls.
Yeah, once it gets hung up and that kind of no man's land was on the net, it's just physics at that point. Unfortunately, physics weren't on Drotzman's sides.
And return attempt on Yankton's side. Can't quite get through the block. And with that attempt, it was Cameron Koletsky. Got some nice power behind it, but not enough for this height of Sioux Falls. They're able to put up some really nice blocks. And as I say that, Addison Barber sends the serve into the net. So service error, and it will now be Yankton. It'll be now Yankton serve.
Yeah, serve up over the net for Drotzman, dug out by Sioux Falls Christian. Falls back to the Yankton Gazelles side of things. McDermott with the set in the middle. Big kill attempt, and she's going to get a point there for, I believe, Chase Drotzman in the middle there. Number 3 for the Yankton Gazelles. First time we've called her name tonight. Gazelles trail 5-4 here in set number 2. They're down 1-0 on the set count as well. Drotzman gets her serve over. Dug out by Sioux Falls Christian. Set up by Maddox, trying to get it over. Dug out by Yankton now. Sent over by the Gazelles. No real power or anything yet. Big power shot there for Sioux Falls Christian. That's going to be number 10 for them, Ellie Limbs. Called her name a lot early on in the first set. Big kill there. Puts Sioux Falls Christian up 6-4 in set 2. Serve up over here for Popema. Set up by McDermott. Kill attempt gets blocked at the net. Another point here for Sioux Falls Christian. Once again using their height at the net there. It looks like that kill attempt initially hit by Cameron Koleski. Just blocked at the net by the Chargers. Serve up and over for Sioux Falls Christian. Dug out by Yankton. Maybe a little miscommunication there between McDermott and her libero, Peyton Mosier. Now Sioux Falls Christian gets a chance to attack.
Attorney General Mark Vargo here.
Setting up here for a kill attempt for Yankton. And Sioux Falls Christian can't corral it. Big point there for the Gazelles. That's going to be Ava Collar who gets the kill there. 7-5 is your scoreline. Yankton still trailing Sioux Falls Christian. Mosier back to serve for the hometown Gazelles. Tips the top of the net, but gets over. Dug out by Maddox. Set up in the middle to Limbs. Now popped up by Mosier, trying to set up a teammate. Collar gets it over, blocked at the net, but it still falls on Sioux Falls Christian's side of things. Will be another point for the hometown Gazelles.
And I apologize. We, more technical stuff, Braden, but we'll try to make it work as we keep going.
Yeah, all, of course, technical issues aside. Thank you for joining us on KYNT and KYN-TV. Set up 2 Limbs in the middle of the net, and she puts it down for a kill just out of reach of the Yankton Gazelles. 8-6 now your score, Sioux Falls Christian leading.
Macy Drotzman had a really nice effort there trying to return in kind and really hit the ground. But Yankton's back row has been really the glue that's been holding this team together. But they have a really tough task ahead of them here tonight.
That's still close between these two squads, but now 9-6 after that score there for Sioux Falls Christian.
With the serve for Sioux Falls, it is Ellie Lems. As you just said, Braden, 9-6 lead for Sioux Falls. And a serve into the back row. Ball being worked toward the attack line. And now returning Popma, she works it forward to her teammate Faber. Faber now sends it across. And cross net pass for Yankton. We have a double hit on Yankton's side. So a return error. It is a 10-6 lead now for Sioux Falls. We have a timeout going the way of Yankton. Timeouts are brought to you by Hedro. When it's time for a new job or maybe just a new career direction, visit jobs.hedro.com. We'll be back in 1 minute. We'll be back in 1 minute.
There are a lot of benefits for your small business when you have a relationship with your locally owned and operated The UPS Store. I'm Doug Frederick, manager of the UPS Store of Yankton. Not only do we provide excellent customer service, but we also provide the necessary tools to help your small business thrive. We can help you with everything ing, printing, packing, copying, faxing, freighting, any ing your small business needs, even shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, every ing for your small business, and of course, shipping. The UPS Store of Yankton, across from Walmart.
It's the season of getting cozy. The season of warm apple ciders and sweet pumpkin pies. Before it's gone, be sure to get in the car, rev up that engine, put your pedal to the metal, and burn rubber before heading straight to the games. Fall sports are back, and First Dakota is sitting right up front with you on this adrenaline roller coaster. Raise your hands with every game-saving point, shout out your lungs when it kicks into overtime, and enjoy the ride of the season. Make some noise with First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakotanationalbank.com. Member FDIC.
And And welcome back to the Summit Activities Center. It is a 10-7 Sioux Falls Christian lead. Yankton with the serve. Braden.
Yeah, no, Ava Collar with a big kill there, which continues Yankton's trend of scoring the first point out of timeouts. Ball placed over the net there by Sioux Falls Christian. That is going to be a kill for Taylor Bile, the 6'2 middle hitter. That is a junior for this Chargers squad.
And Sioux Falls with the serve here. It will be Maggie Keepers.
Keepers gets it up and over the net. Popped up initially by the Gazelles defense. McDermott trying to set up a teammate. Gets it there. It's another kill there for Ava Collar. It makes it 11-8 here in Yankton, South Dakota.
Collar has a really nice cross-court shot, Braden. You know, a lot of power on it. And most importantly, if it would fall within the zone.
And now she's been awarded with her kill with a serve. It will go into the net. However, there'll be a service error for Collar and the Gazelles. Serve goes back to the Chargers as they lead 12-8. Serve up and over the net here for Faber. Set up by McDermott, trying to find Drotzman. Drotzman also almost drops it in. Ball goes back over to the Gazelles. Popped up, set up Drotzman once again, just kind of fists it over. Big kill attempt here for Sioux Falls. Gets popped up by the Yankton Gazelles defense. Drotzman sends it over. Dug out by the Chargers. Another dig attempt there by the Gazelles goes awry. Big kill there for Sioux Falls Christian. They lead 13-8 here in set 2.
Popma, such a powerful outside hitter. She's just really dangerous here tonight.
She has been dangerous all night. She's been the driving force for the Sioux Falls Christian attack. Return off of the serve goes back over the net, and it will lead to a point for Sioux Falls Christian as the Gazelles can't get it back over. That's going to be an attacking error on Yankton. 14-8 now your score. Serve up and over the net for Faber. Dug out by the Gazelles. Little fake set there for McDermott. Gets it over the net, but Sioux Falls Christian was ready. Soft shot, almost a change up there by Sioux Falls Christian. That's going to be another kill for Peyton Popma. 15-8 now. Chargers lead here in Yankton. Feels like about the 5th serve in a row here for Faber. It's returned by the Gazelles. Dug out by Maddox. Set up now to Popma once again. Saved by the Gazelles for a moment. Set by McDermott. Trying to get up and over. Pops it way up there for Drotzman. In the middle of the net, Bile can't get a look in. Yankton just sends it over to reset the defense. Set up here to Popma, and Popma gets it to drop in that back line. Another big point for the Chargers. They lead 16-8 now, doubling up the Gazelles here in set 2.
I know she has, but it seems like Popma has not missed tonight, that she's just been right inside that line.
She has been on her A game, especially these last few points, but as you mentioned, all night long. Set up by McDermott in the middle of the net. Dug out by the Chargers. Popma now gets her shot blocked at the net. Big block there puts the Gazelles back on the board. We're going to credit that block to Olivia Dimmer, the 5'8 sophomore for this Gazelles squad, sitting there in the middle. Dimmer will transition to a serve now, up and over. Dug out initially by Christian. Popma set up here, tries to find the back right corner, but it's saved by the Gazelles. Drotzman now gets set up for a kill, dug out by Maddox. Bile puts it over for the Chargers to reset. Drotzman once again from that left side using her right hand as she gets a kill off of a couple Chargers defenders. That's going to make it 16-10. Couple points here back to back for the Gazelles. Dimmer to serve once again from that back line. Gets it up and over. Dug out by Limbs, now set up to Popma. Big dig there for the Gazelles, keeps it alive. Set by McDermott to Drotzman, saved by Maddox. Now trying to go to Bile in the middle, and she's going to get it to work there as the block could not be corralled by the Gazelles defense. Big kill there for Ellie Limbs in the middle. Excuse me, Taylor Bile in the middle, wearing the number 9. Laven Maddox with the serve up and over, the libero for the Chargers. McDermott with the set, trying to find Macy Drotzman. Drotzman almost dropped it in there. Maddox forced to play good defense there and just sent it over to reset. Blocked at the net by the Chargers. Yankton goes again. Drotzman almost blocked again by the Chargers, but this one falls for the Gazelles. big score there for Macy Drotzman. Makes it 17-11 here in set 2. Camille McDermott here to serve for Yankton. Gets it up and over. Dug out by the Gazelles. Set up to Ellie Limbs, and Limbs gets a kill there from the middle. Kind of fading to her right as well as she just sends it back into the middle line of this Gazelles defense. Addison Barber with the serve here, up and over. Popped up by Collar. McDermott now with the set, trying to find Koletsky low. Too much on it for Koletsky, and it's going to go out of the back line of Sioux Falls Christian. 19-11 your score. Now Chargers lead over the Gazelles. Barber once again with the serve. Doesn't get it over the net. It'll be an attack or service error, for Sioux Falls Christian. Much needed point for the Gazelles there to break the rally. Macy Drotzman to serve from the middle, up and over, dug out by Sioux Falls Christian. Limbs trying to get set up for a kill attempt off of Peyton Mosier, the libero. She was trying to make a diving save, kind of falling backwards as well, but it's going to go off of Mosier and out of bounds for a kill there for Sioux Falls Christian. Serve here by Patma. Diving save made by Mosier. Big set by McDermott. Just gets it near the antenna. And it's going to be, looks like maybe a net violation there for Koletsky. As the behind the head set by McDermott kind of led Koletsky too close to the net. Another serve here for Patma. Up and over, dug out by Collar. McDermott now with the set, looking for Koletsky again. Blocked at the net, but saved by Sioux Falls Christian. Kill attempt there for the Chargers was by Caitlin Moss. Moss almost got a block there as well off of Collar's kill. Now setting up here, number 6 for Sioux Falls Christian gets blocked at the net. Madison Faber does not have her kill get past the net as the Yankton Gazelles defense with a big block there. Makes it 21-13. Serve up and over here for Mosier. The Chargers forced just to reset by sending it over. Another diving save by Mosier there as there was an empty space in the middle of that Gazelles defense. Popped up by the Gazelles, diving save by Mosier, but it goes out of bounds. A lot of effort there exerted by the Gazelles defense, especially Peyton Mosier in the middle, but just kind of went off the side of the hand where no one else could get to it. Ellie Limbs with another serve here. She's on top of the Buck logo here at Summit Arena. Sends it up and over, dug out initially by Koletsky, and it goes out of bounds off of that. It will be another point here for Sioux Falls Christian. They take a 10-point lead here in set number 2, 23-13 over the hometown Gazelles. Ellie Limbs to serve again here. Dug out by Mosier. McDermott with the set, middle of the net. Kill attempt there is saved by the Chargers. Now trying to set up for Caitlin Moss. Will go out of bounds. Will be an attacking error for Sioux Falls Christian. A point on the board for the Gazelles. Koletsky serve up and over. Set up to Moss. That's going to be back-to-back attacking errors on the Chargers, leading to back-to-back points for Yankton. 23-15 here from Summit Arena. Serve up and over here for the Gazelles. Set for Sioux Falls Christian, and Bailey needed to use all 6'2" of her frame to get up to that one. Chargers on the attack again. This one set up to Moss. Dug out by Koletsky. McDermott now with the set. Collar tries to get it in, and she does just behind the front line of this Sioux Falls Christian Sioux Falls Christian team. 23-16 now. Yankton still trails, but they've got a couple points in a row. Serve up and over, dug out. Trying to set up Bile is Sioux Falls Christian. Great save there made by Drotzman. Now set up cross court to Collar. Blocked at the net, but it goes out of bounds. No, they're going to say it hit the top of the net, not a Sioux Falls Christian player before ricocheting out of bounds. So it'll be point Sioux Falls Christian. They take the 24-16 lead here in set number 2. Big set point here for the Chargers. Magic number here for the Gazelles is an 8-point run. It is win by 2, so they want to tie it back up at 24 at the very least. Little dagger move there in the middle by McDermott. Doesn't go her way. Bile has her kill attempt dug out by Drotzman. Set here going left wing, and it will be a kill there for Madison Faber, and that will end set number 2 here from Summit Arena. 25-16 is your final score in this second set as the Gazelles trail 2-0 going into this intermission between set 2 and 3. We'll be back here in a couple of minutes on KYNT and KYN TV, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back here to Summit Arena as we are underway here in the third set. Big point there to open up this third set for Sioux Falls Christian. I'd like to apologize for anyone who was listening on KYNT. We've just been having issues here on our end all night long, it seems. We are still live on KYN TV, so glad you're joining us through all of our avenues there, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, KYNT1450.com, or through an app on Apple TV or Roku devices. Popped up there by McDermott, set up for the Gazelles. Kill attack there. It goes awry. Big kill there in the middle by Lems, and it just falls into that back right corner for Sioux Falls Christian. 2-0, your score here in set number 3. If you're joining us here late, I am Braden Butler. Gazelles dropped the first 2 sets to the Chargers. Serve up and over, dug out by Collar. Set up here to Chase Drossman. Big kill attempt there in the middle. Once again goes to Ellie Lim. She's got back-to-back kills now in this third set as the Chargers lead 3-0. Addison Barber to serve here from the right side. High arc on that serve, almost drops into the heart of the Gazelles defense. Set up from McDermott to Macy Drotzman, and Macy Drotzman puts the Gazelles on the board for the first time in this third set. 3-1 is your score. Serve up and over for Drotzman. Dug out by Faber. Set up here to Limbs. Taps it over. Saved by McDermott. Now Mosier with the set. Trying to find an opening on the left side. Almost gets there and does. Diving save could not be made by Laven Maddox. Big kill there for the Gazelles. Makes it 3-2 here in set number 3. Serve up and over for Macy Drotzman. Diving save made in the back line by Faber, Big save by Drotzman. McDermott's forced just to send it over to reset the defense. Set by Barber, 2 limbs, power shot, but dug out by McDermott. Mosier sets up McDermott just to send it over again. Barber with the set, going far corner this time to Popema, and she once again gets a big kill there, does Peyton Popema. She's been on point all night long for the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. She gives her team a 4-2 lead as well here in set 3. Popema up and over. Dug out by the Gazelles. McDermott now with the set to Collar. And it's going to hit for Collar. No, they're going to say it goes out of bounds for Collar. Put too much mustard on it, maybe even a little bit of ketchup as it goes out the back line. 5-2 your score here. Sioux Falls Christian leading in set 3. That's going to be a service ace for Sioux Falls Christian. That's Peyton Popema again. She's been having a great night in the kill department for Sioux Falls Christian, and now she puts her name in the ace column as well. Gets a running start. Save there. McDermott tries to set up. Ball ricochets off the antenna. That's going to be ruled out of bounds. It's going to be another attacking error for the Gazelles, and they trail 7-2 now here in Summit Arena in Yankton. Another serve here for Popema. McDermott with the set, trying to find Collar, blocked at the net, but it doesn't matter. The ball eventually finds the ground. Big kill there for the Gazelles and Ava Collar. 7-3 your score. Gazelles trailing here in set 3. Chargers of Sioux Falls Christian did take the first 2 sets in this contest as Mosier gets her serve up and over. Dug out by Limbs. Now she's trying to get set up for a kill attempt. No, it goes to number 15, Brietta Timms. Now set up left side here for Sioux Falls Christian. That's going to be a kill for Sioux Falls Christian. Madison Faber using her right hand from the left side just inside the antenna and finds a way to drop it in front of the Gazelles defense. Had a chance to save it for a moment, but it was just too far out in front. Couldn't get enough loft underneath of it to set up a return attack for the Gazelles. Serve up and over by Limbs. Great save there made by McDermott. It's sent over by Chase Drotzman. Big kill there for Sioux Falls Christian, though. They go up, they add another one on the board. Will be 9-3 now. Sioux Falls Christian lead here in set number 3. Continuing to serve is Ellie Limbs. That's going to be a service ace for Limbs there as it ricochets off of the forearms of Chase Drotzman, the junior outside hitter for this Yankton Gazelles squad. Cameron Koletsky checking in for the Gazelles, wearing the number 10. Speaking of number 10s, Ellie Limbs still serving here for Sioux Falls Christian. Popped up by Koletsky. Now McDermott with the set and the kill there for Yankton. That's going to be Olivia Dimmer in the middle this time, the 5'8 sophomore, adding her name to the kill sheet once again. 10-4, good buddy, is your score here in the third set. Koletsky gets her serve up and over. Dug out for a moment and now set up to Faber. Saved by Yankton. And that little dagger shot right there in the middle. The fake set by Camille McDermott finds the empty space in the heart of that Charger defense. 10-5 here is your score. Set number 3. Chargers have a 2-0 lead over the Yankton Gazelles. Koletsky with the serve. Dug out by Sioux Falls Christian. Great one-handed save there by Drotzman off of the kill attempt by Sioux Falls Christian, but it does not end in a point for the Gazelles as Collar gets blocked at the net by a couple Sioux Falls Christian players.
And with that, we will have a timeout on the floor. Timeout's brought to you by Hedro in Yankton. When you need a new career opportunity, maybe just a new career direction, visit jobs@hedro.com. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Welcome back here on KYNT and KYN TV. I am Braden Butler. Gazelles trail here in set number 3 to the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers, 11-5. They trail in the match overall as well as the first 2 sets also went to the Chargers. Back to serve for Sioux Falls Christian is Maggie Keepers. Kind of a standstill serve, dug out by Koletsky. McDermott now with the set, trying to get it over to Collar. Saved by Sioux Falls Christian. Set up to Bile, blocked at the net. No, they're going to say Bile got into the net. That's going to be a net interference, and it will be a point going to the Yankton Gazelles. 11-6 now is your third set score. You have a Collar to serve here. Up and over the top, dug out by the Sioux Falls defense. Great diving save made there by Popema, excuse me. High dig attempt by the Yankton Gazelles goes into the student section here at Summit Arena. 12-6 now your score after that kill for Sioux Falls Christian. Madison Faber with the standstill serve from the middle. Set up by McDermott, trying to find a teammate, and she does. That's going to be a big kill there in the middle by Olivia Dimmer. The middle has been where Yankton's been able to attack well from here in this third set. That's a couple kills in this set for Dimmer off of assists from Camille McDermott. Dimmer with the serve, dug out by Lems, falls to McDermott, and she pushes it back over the net for another point for the Yankton Gazelles. It's only a 4-point contest now here in set number 3. 12-6 your score, Yankton trails. Dimmer with another run up and serve, dug out by Popema. Set up now to Bile, and Bile with an attacking error there into the net. Be another point here. 3-point contest now. Serve up and over by Dimmer, dug out by Popema. Now set up back to Popema. She tries to get a kill here, and she is going to get it despite the diving effort made by Camille McDermott. Peyton Popema has been unreal in this contest. She's a senior outside hitter for Sioux Falls Christian. Not one of those 3 players we mentioned that are 6 foot or over for the Chargers, but still tall in her own right at 5'10". Maddox gets the serve over. McDermott with the set to Drotzman, dug out by Popema. Now the set goes to Lems. Big dig there by Koletsky. Drotzman now tries to put it over, dug out by Sioux Falls Christian. Set up to Popema, blocked at the net initially, but it rolls out of bounds. Big kill there for Peyton Popema. It's back-to-back points for Sioux Falls Christian as they lead here 14-9. Serve up and over by Laven Maddox. McDermott now with the set to Macy Drotzman, dug out by Maddox. Set up here to Popema. Blocked to the net initially, then dug out. Ball kind of sat up there on the net for a moment. Lems is forced to push it over. McDermott with the set, cross court to Drotzman, blocked at the net by a couple Sioux Falls Christian players. McDermott just sends it over. Looks like she was trying to clear it over and reset the defense, but the ricochet off the dig gets her a kill. Good play there by Camille McDermott to get a point for Yankton. 14-10, your score here in set 3. Yankton trailing by 4 in this set. They're trailing 2-0 in the match overall as Camille McDermott gets set to serve from her own Gazelle logo. Dug out by Popema. Now set up 2 Limbs. Taps it over. Diving save almost made by Macy Drotzman before it goes out of bounds. 5-point lead now. 5-point advantage for Sioux Falls Christian. Looks like Addison Barber to serve here, up and over. Popped up by the Gazelles. McDermott now trying to set up Drotzman, sends it back across the court, dug out by Sioux Falls Christian. Barber with the set, kill attempt there for the Chargers, does not find the hardwood here at the Summit Arena. Big kill attempt there by Popham, but a diving save by Mosier saves the Gazelles. Barber with the set once again, this time to Limbs. Another dig by Mosier. Set up by McDermott. Over the head to Macy Drotzman. Drotzman almost gets it there, but it's going to be saved by the Chargers. McDermott, another behind-the-head assist attempt to Drotzman. This one proves fruitful for Drotzman as she gets the kill there off the ricochet off the back line of Sioux Falls Christian. 15-11 now in set 3. Yankton still trailing the Chargers. Drotzman up and over, dug out by Sioux Falls Christian. Big kill attempt there by Ellie Limbs. It does find the hardwood this time. 16-11 now is your score after that kill by Limbs on the left side. Another serve here for Peyton Popma. Dug out by the Gazelles and Collar. And they're going to say McDermott reached over the net to try to tip it back to her teammates there as the initial dig by Collar was fading to the Chargers side of things. It's going to be another point for Sioux Falls Christian. 17-11 now in set number 3. Chargers looking to complete the sweep here in Summit Arena. Popma's serve is saved by Collar. McDermott with the set to Collar. Diving save cannot be made in the back line by Peyton Popma. Big point there for Ava Collar. Makes it 17-12. Gazelles still trail here in set 3. Peyton Mosier with the service here. Gets it up and over, but puts it just outside on the left side. Left side of things for the Gazelles, right side of things for the Chargers. Either way, it goes out of bounds. It will be a point for Sioux Falls Christian off of the service ace. Ellie Limbs up and over. Dug out by Koletsky. Set by McDermott, trying to find Koletsky again behind her. Big dig by Popma. Barber now setting it up to Bile in the middle. Saved initially by the Gazelles, but they can't maintain it off of the wild play. It will be a big point there for Sioux Falls Christian. Another kill for the 6'2 Bile. Another serve here for Limbs. Gets it up and over. Dug out by Koletsky. McDermott with the set in front of her to Dimmer. And Dimmer makes it work in the middle once again. Put another kill on the board for Dimmer and the Gazelles. They trail by 6 here in set 3. That McDermott to Dimmer connection in the middle so far has been a bright spot in this third set for the Gazelles. Barber with the set to Bile. Initial dig by Mosier goes way behind the defense. It will be another point for Bile and the Chargers. Maggie Keepers checks into the contest, and she's immediately sent back to serve here for Sioux Falls Christian. Standstill serve, gets up and over, dug out by Mosier. McDermott with the set, trying to find Collar. Gets dug out by Limbs. Barber with the set this time, trying to find a teammate. Blocked at the net by Chloe McDermott, and it will be a point, Camille McDermott. McDermott names, I know Chloe McDermott used to play for this squad after graduating last year.
At least you have the name right?
At least I see. I did pay attention a little bit in the preseason preview talking about last year's team and then into this year's team. A big assist attempt there by Barber. Bile can't get it to find the hardwood. Big kill attempt here, popped way up in the air by the back line and goes out of bounds. Big kill there for the Gazelles. 20-15 now your score in set number 3. Gazelles still trail by 5. Ava Collar gets her serve up and over. Dug out, diving, save by Popma. Biles forced just to get it over and reset. McDermott with the assist attempt in the middle to Dimmer, but it's going to be blocked to the net. Now McDermott tries for a kill of her own, blocked at the net, but it falls on the Sioux Falls Christian side of things. McDermott usually getting the assist today. This time gets set up for a kill of her own. Ava Collar with the serve, gets it up and over, dug out by Limbs. Barber with the set, trying to find Bile, and Bile finds the weak spot in that back line. That little opening between a couple Gazelles players. 21-16 now here in set 3. 4 points is all the Chargers need to complete the sweep over the Gazelles. Serve goes up and over for Faber. McDermott with the set to Macy Drotzman. Popped up by Maddox. Now set up to Bile. Blocked at the net. Wild play for the Gazelles, but they make the save. Set up by Bile. Kill attempt for the Chargers, and it just sneaks into that back line for Addison Barber. Just talked about Camille McDermott usually being a setter for the Gazelles and getting set up for a kill not too long ago. There's Barber, the setter for the Chargers, getting set up for a kill of her own. McDermott fakes the set there, a little bit of a dagger, but can't find the hardwood. Dug out by Koletsky. Set up to Drotzman for Yankton. Set up now by Barber, trying to find Bile. Saved in the back line by Mosier. Couple ricochet. McDermott puts it over. Dug out by Limbs. Barber trying to find a weak spot in the defense. Can't find one. Drotzman gets set up, blocked at the net, but saved by the Gazelles. McDermott now with a setup to Drotzman once again. Blocked again, but saved again by the Gazelles as McDermott sends it over to reset. Barber, cross court set, but this one finally finds a home. That's another kill for Peyton Popma, the senior outside hitter for Sioux Falls Christian. 23-16 your score now. Chargers only 2 points away from taking set 3 and the match. Serve up and over for Faber. And it's going to be a service ace as the Gazelles can't return it. It is now match point here from Summit Arena. The Gazelles need at least an 8-point rally right now just to tie this up at 24. And then at that point, it's first team to take a 2-point lead. Aubrey Van Beek, the freshman setter, checking in for Sioux Falls Christian here for set point. Serve gets up and over for the Chargers. Set up by McDermott, trying to find Drotzman. She gets it over. It's popped up for a moment there by Van Beek as she checks in, but no Chargers players were in the area, and it falls to the hardwood. Point there for Yankton as they now trail by 7 in set 3. Looks like Olivia Dimmer to serve here. Dimmer serve up and over, dug out by Popma. Barber with the set to Bile, and Bile puts it away here. 25-17 in set 3 as Sioux Falls Christian completes the 3-set sweep over the Yankton Gazelles. Gazelles fought hard here late, but it just wasn't enough as Sioux Falls Christian continues their momentum after going up a class and playing a 5-set thriller with O'Gorman earlier this week. Now goes up a class and takes a win against the Gazelles. We'll be back here shortly on KYN TV, so don't go anywhere.
All right, welcome to the Yankton Rexall postgame show. It's Bryce Ladwig, Braden Butler with your play-by-play action tonight. It's time for our defensive player of the game, brought to you by Olson's Pest Technicians. Call 1-800-KIL-BUGS, your residential and commercial pest control solution. Braden.
I'm going to have to give it to the libero today for the Yankton Gazelles. That is Peyton Mosier. She was all over the floor today making diving efforts, diving digs. Obviously, it wasn't enough in the end as the Gazelles fall today, but Mosier was a key piece in the heart of that defense, trying to make those diving digs and trying to set up her teammates as well. So she's more than deserving of defensive player of the game.
And then our offensive player of the game, brought to you by Hy-Vee, with a helpful smile in every aisle.
That one's going to go to the junior setter, Camille McDermott, who I accidentally called Chloe at one point in the broadcast, but at least I pay attention in those preseason meetings where we talk about last year's team and this year's team.
Try having them on the same team at the same time.
Oh, dude. I remember last year, not to get too much on a tangent, but a game I was calling while I was still in school, a team that University of South Dakota was playing had twins on the other side. So that was, and they wore 8 and 9. So it was even more fun there. But no, Camille McDermott had a great game today as a setter. She got a couple kills, but her real, obviously, strong pursuit is her assist game. Especially in that third set, it seemed like her and Olivia Dimmer were really clicking in that middle there as she was able to set Dimmer up in the middle for a couple kills in that third set. She's going to be crucial going forward for this Gazelles team as they fall to 3-12 on the season.
We'll have Coach Chelsea Law in our post-game interview when we return.
Welcome back here on the Yankton Rexall post-game show. Yankton Gazelles fell in this contest 3-0 to Sioux Falls Christian. I am Braden Butler. Joining me on the post-game show currently is Yankton Gazelles head volleyball coach Chelsea Law. Coach Law, tough loss, obviously, falling in excuse me there, I didn't have your microphone turned up.
Oh, okay.
Rookie mistake on my end.
Right.
Obviously falling in 3 sets there. It's a tough loss, but can you just kind of give me some of your takeaways from that contest?
Yeah, we want to play teams like Sioux Falls Christian, right? It's going to, at this point in time in our schedule, it's the competitiveness that we want that's going to make us better, because if you look at the rest of our schedule, it's a lot of ESD matches, and we haven't played a lot of ESD matches, and we want to kind of take those opportunities. But this is going to prepare us because this is good volleyball. It's tough volleyball. Sioux Falls Christian's always really good. They're tall. They run things fast. Defensively, they're scrappy. You're going to think you're going to kind of be sneaky with stuff, and they're going to be there. So, yeah, I mean, tough loss. I like to look at losses, and we kind of learn from those types of things. But we want to be playing our best volleyball right now, and playing Sioux Falls Christian is what's going to get us there.
You mentioned the height, obviously.
Yeah.
When we had our pregame interview, it was your interview with Bryce from the Coach's Corner
Sure.
last week, and you talked about the height of Sioux Falls
Right.
Christian. I saw, just looking at their sheet, 3 players 6 foot or taller, a lot of players 5'10" or taller,
Yeah.
and of course Bile, a big player for them in the middle at 6'2". How do you
Right.
feel the Gazelles reacted to that height and how they kind of
Right.
approached it and attacked around it?
If you look at our first couple of, especially the first set, we come out and they're already up by 4 or 5, and then we're always having to like scrounge and dig around and kind of come out of these holes. And then you see us kind of how we finish matches where we're in it. Like we're there, we're kind of closing that gap. So what we want to think about here is that we don't want to get down by 4 or 5 points. They ran a faster offense, so what happens is if our block is off, if our block is slow as getting to a touch, if they're not matching up with her, especially on that one or the quick that they run, there's not a whole lot defensively you can do about that. So when, this is probably one of the taller teams that you've played in their A school. So even when we play all those Sioux Falls schools, we haven't seen this type of height, maybe O'Gorman, but when you are mismatched like that, you have to kind of seize the opportunity for us to run a faster offense. So if they're kind of slower getting to a block, if we speed things up and kind of get them off their game per se or out of system, that's what we're going to want to do. So you can kind of see us utilizing that type of offense every now and then. I think we need to utilize it more, because when we do run a faster offense, that's where you see us closing the gap of things, really placing the ball on holes offensively.
And then a specific player I want to talk about that I was, this is my first opportunity
Yeah.
this season to get a look at this
Yep.
team, just starting at KYNT. A player that impressed me was your setter, Camille Mcdermott.
Yeah, she's a little hustler, isn't she? She just goes.
She was all over the place. She was able to get to digs when they were in her
Mhm.
area, able to set up her teammates, even got set up in that third set for a kill of her own
Right.
off of a kind of just a
Out of
difference in
system.
the
Yep.
out-of-system attack. Yeah, there. I
Yep.
was looking for the words. Thank
The
you.
volleyball word, you're welcome.
So just kind of talk about her and
Mhm.
tell me more about her.
Sure, Camille plays a lot of volleyball. I always say that she's very skilled at what she does, but she also hustles and she goes, and we all know that. And a lot of us do those things, but you always know that Camille is going to go. And we had the philosophy in volleyball, kind of you want to better the ball. So regardless if you can't sit around and wait for everything to be perfect all the time. Camille definitely doesn't do that. It's never going to be perfect. So how can you always do something offensively well or defensively well with the ball that's going to put your team in the right spot? And Camille definitely does that.
All right, now looking ahead here, I believe Brandon Valley on Thursday. We should have coverage of that on KYN
Awesome. That's going to
as
be
well.
a really, really good game. Not to toot our own horn here, but yes, the score doesn't always reflect this, but we're playing competitive volleyball. Like, we did really well. If we can fix some of those controllable errors on ours, it doesn't really, it sways our mental game sometimes. If we can control and fix those things, we're ready to kind of battle on and take some wins, and we're hoping to kind of do that on Thursday with Brandon Valley.
It'd be great to kind of kickstart that going down the
Yes, it
stretch
would.
in this season.
Yes, it would be.
First opportunity to talk to you. I
Yeah.
think it was a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you for
Me too.
talking to me. Coach Chelsea Law here for the Yankton Gazelles, as the Gazelles fall 3-0 here against Sioux Falls Christian. When we come back on the Yankton Rexall postgame show, we're going to wrap it up. I am Braden Butler. Thank you for listening and watching so far on KYNT and KYN TV. Welcome back here on KYN TV, the Yankton Rexall post-game show here for Gazelles volleyball. The Gazelles fall 3-0 to the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers here from Summit Arena. We'd like to apologize again for any technical difficulties on the KYNT, on the radio side of things. Hopefully the live stream itself wasn't compromised at all and all of that. We'd like to thank you all for joining us tonight, and I got a couple thank yous to say myself. Obviously, our fearless leader, sports director, Bryce Ladwig, who had to step away and work on a lot of technical difficulties today, trying to keep this ship floating. It doesn't float without you, so appreciate you for that, Bryce. Of course, board man, Scotty Borman. KYNT kind of got out of the loop every now and then, but every time something happened, he was on top of it, making sure we knew that what had happened, that we had dropped on the KYNT side of things, and helping us try to get back on the air whenever we can. Big thank you to everyone involved at KYNT and all of the listeners on KYNT and KYN-TV. I have been Braden Butler. The Gazelles have fallen 3-0 here in Summit Arena. Till we speak again, which will be Bryce on the call against Brandon Valley on Thursday for this Gazelles volleyball team. Until then, however, everybody at home, stay safe, be good people, and we're out.